We're less than 2 weeks away from the 2025 NFL Draft being here, and the New York Giants are deep when it comes to their private visits. And Cam Skattebo, he took a trip to 1925 Giants Drive. We're going to talk about it, as well as two other players that visited the Giants. Both of them are my guys in this draft. But I want to make sure you join us for every pick of the 2025 NFL Draft, as we will be live breaking it all down on the channel. So if that's what you're looking for and you want free videos every day, hit that subscribe button right now. You're watching Giants Now by Chat Sports. I am your host, Marshall Green. Appreciate everybody for rolling in as we break down the latest rumors with the New York Giants having a top 30 visit with Cam Skattebo, one of the more talented running backs in this class. They also brought in an offensive lineman and a defensive lineman, which we'll talk about at the tail end of the show. But I first just wanted to bring this list up. The New York Giants have brought in five top running backs into the building for private visits for their top 30 visits. Ollie Gordon out of Oklahoma State, Caleb Johnson out of Iowa, Omarion Hampton out of North Carolina, Quinshon Judkins out of Ohio State, and Cam Skattebo out of Arizona State. So the New York Giants have done a lot of work on these top running backs and allotting essentially five of their top 30 visits to that position. And all of these guys I expect, outside of Ollie Gordon, to go in either round 1, round 2, or round 3. And I think this is important because in the Joe Schoen era, he has taken top 30 visits very seriously. Like, Joe Schoen has made 24 picks as the general manager of the New York Giants, and 11 of them have had top 30 visits with the Giants. And if you include Bryce Ford-Wheaton, who was a undrafted free agent they signed, that bumps it up to 12 people. Like, Joe Schoen takes these visits very seriously. And now he's bringing Cam Skattebo. Let's talk about him. One of the more entertaining players from college football last year, one of the best players from college football last year. This guy is a stud. If you watched any Arizona Sun Devil football last year, you noticed Skattebo. One, because he's not one of the biggest guys on the field at 5'9", but at 218 pounds, he will run through you. Not the fastest guy in the world, didn't test all that well. His 40-yard dash came in the 40th percentile for all running backs. But that doesn't mean he's not explosive. I think the explosiveness showed off in the vertical jump, which was really, really good, and the broad jump, that was extremely good. And if you get into a foot race with him, you're going to be in some trouble, because when he sees green grass, he's able to separate. 293 carries this past year for Skattebo with the Sun Devils, 1,711 yards, 5.8 yards per touch, and 21 touchdowns. Spent the first 2 years of his college career with Sacramento State and spent the last 2 years with the Sun Devils. This guy, if you haven't watched him, go do it. He is just a lot of fun. And one of the things that I think everyone knows about is his ability to break tackles, his ability to make people miss, and then his ability to continue to keep going once he's run through arm tackles. You look at the top backs in the NFL draft when it comes to yards after contact. Ashton Jeanty having nearly 2,000 yards after contact is actually unreal. Omarion Hampton at 1,222. But Skattebo right there with 1,200 yards after contact. Caleb Johnson, one of my guys in this class as well, over Iraq when it comes to that. Some advanced analytics. Shout out to Pro Football Focus and their NFL Draft Guide. Go check them out. They're doing awesome stuff over there. And Skattebo, when it comes to the advanced analytics and where he stacks up against some of the top backs in this class, he's right there with him. He was third in yards after contact, second in missed tackles forced, third when it comes to missed tackles forced per attempt. He was a gap scheme runner. He wants to just run it down your throat. He could do that. He had 21 runs of 15-plus yards, only dropped the ball 2 times, and only fumbled the ball 4 times. And I think as a receiver, that is where he is underrated. On third down, he is a player that Arizona State used as a weapon out of the backfield, and he has showed all 4 years in his collegiate career he can be relied upon on third downs as a blocker and a weapon as well. 45 grabs for 605 yards this past year, 3 touchdowns, 24 the previous year grabs for 286 yards and 1 score. And at Sacramento State, 31 grabs. Like, this guy can catch the ball. He's effective on swing routes. I don't think he's got the most diverse route tree, but we have seen him create a defensive pass interference, then catch the ball one-handed down the sideline. A true 3-down back who I think Giants fans are going to fall in love with. Dane Brugler, lead draft analyst of The Athletic, wrote this about Skattebo in his draft guide called The Beast. It's awesome. Check it out. It says Skattebo is a thickly built, compact runner who is more quick than explosive, but he competes with tremendous resolve and understands how to rely on his pad level and contact balance to get the most out of every carry. He is a draftable option for a team looking to upgrade its backfield physicality. And I think the Giants are a team that needs to bring a more physical back to the fold. I like Tyrone Tracy. I think he's really good, and I thought for a rookie, he over-exceeded anyone's expectations, putting up 1,100 combined scrimmage yards, and he had over 800 rushing yards. And I think a duo of Tracy and Skattebo would be really good. Like, that is, they complement each other well, and they can all do a little bit of everything. You still have Devin Singletary on this roster as well, but Skattebo is a back that I am interested in, as well as the other 4 backs they brought on top 30 visits. If I'm reading my cards right, that tells me the Giants think they're going to draft a running back maybe in round 2 or round 3. They need more offensive playmakers. Adding Skattebo to the fold would make them a more dynamic backfield. Do you think they should pull the trigger? Should Joe Schoen draft Cam Skattebo? Type D for draft, type P for pass. I want to hear from you in the comments section. Sound off for me. Coming up next, 2 more private workouts with one of my guys on the defensive line and a really intriguing offensive line prospect as well. That's around the corner. First, though, get hooked up with our proud sponsor, Game Time, the best ticketing app on the market. If you're looking for the best tickets for the lowest price guaranteed, download the app, create an account, and use our promo code CHATSPORTS, that's CHATSPORTS, and you're going to get $20 off first purchase where terms do apply. You get the best seats for the lowest price guaranteed. Prices actually drop as the events get closer, and yeah, lowest price guaranteed. You get to see your seat view inside the app, so it's easy to debate or decide on which tickets you want. You get to access your tickets from your phone, and if you decide last minute you don't want to go to the game anymore, it's easy. Or concert, it's easy to resell your tickets as well. Tickets for round 1 of the New York Knicks and Detroit Pistons series are on the market. So you can go buy them, and you're going to want to save some money because it ain't cheap ever to go to MSG and watch the Knicks in the playoffs. Promo code CHATSPORTS. Or if you want to go watch the Yankees, you can do that as well. Football, baseball, basketball, sporting events, concert, theater events, comedy shows, and so much more. What are you waiting for? Download the app, create an account, use that promo code CHATSPORTS. What time is it? It's game time. Support the show. Support the sponsor. Be a real one. All that information will be clickable down in the comments and the description of today's video. All right, the New York Giants have brought in Alfred Collins, the huge human being on a top 30 visit. 6'5.5", 332 pounds. The interior defensive lineman out of the University of Texas is somebody that I am looking for the New York Giants to target. The stats don't pop off the page when you watch Alfred Collins, but when you put together his size, his ability to move, his violent punching skills, the quickness, the balance, and the potential, I think working with a guy like Andre Patterson, Alfred Collins is going to be able to take his game to another level. He was one of the top recruits coming out of high school, really kind of put on some weight coming into this season and played more of an interior defensive line position. He's shown the ability that he could play on the edge as well. But I think playing alongside Dexter Lawrence on the interior and not having Dex always play nose tackle gives you another weapon on the defensive line. And Alfred Collins at pick 65 would be chills. Like, I don't know if he's going to be there. He went in round 2 of the Mel Kiper mock draft that we broke down on the channel. I don't really love him at pick 34. I see him at pick 65. But he's someone that if you add him to your team, you're going to change the overall look, feel, and mentality of your defensive line. Brugler writing this. Collins is still learning how to maximize his size and talent, but he took a sizable jump this past season and shows the physical traits to be a disruptive force, especially against the run. He will provide immediate depth as a rookie, and his snap count should increase with experience. Alfred Collins and Dexter Lawrence as your 2 interior defensive linemen. It's a lot of juice, man. Like that's a lot of man. That's 700 pounds of human being in the middle of your offensive line. And that would take you, in my opinion, from being one of the worst run defenses in the NFL to being one that has a lot more potential this year. One thing about Collins that I do like, which we've referenced a little earlier, is he's able to play multiple positions on the defensive line. Played just 4 snaps in the A-gap in 2022, then up to 14 in 2023, and it jumps over 145 this past year. Like we talked about, put on that weight, had some extra size to be able to play in the trenches in that spot, but he could play in the B-gap. He can line up over the tackle. He can line up outside the tackle. He could do it all, and I think he would be an awesome player to add to this football team, as would Donovan Jackson, the offensive lineman out of Ohio State, who had a top 30 visit with the New York Giants. 6'3.5", 315 pounds, and it's a versatility with Donovan Jackson that I have fallen in love with as an evaluator. I'm not going to call myself a scout, but when I watch the film and I talk to people and I look at things, like the ability for him to play all over the offensive line is extremely intriguing to me. Had a good season for Ohio State. Was not a great season for him. His overall Pro Football Focus grade, 71.8, above 70 when it comes to pass blocking, above 70 when run blocking, allowed just 2 sacks this year and was flagged just 2 times. I think he is an extremely pro-ready prospect, and I think with his ability to play either guard or tackle, it makes me that much more interested in him. Played left tackle this year, but in 2023 and 2022, he played left guard. 800 snaps at those positions in the prior 2 years. And his ability when there was injuries to play left tackle. And when he had to play guard, he could do that. Like, I love that, and I think the more tools you have in your tool bag, the more likely you're going to be a successful player, and that intrigues me when it comes to the offensive line. I see him more as a guard at the NFL level that can bounce out to tackle if need be due to injuries. I just think he's a more physical player that I want being a part of my run game and being closer to the ball and a little bit more at that guard spot is where I like him. Dane Brugler writing this. Jackson's sustain and recovery hiccups must be addressed by an NFL coaching staff, but his athletic traits and play strength should translate well to the next level. He projects as an NFL starter, and his tape shows a player with true tackle guard versatility. Whether it's Jackson or somebody else, the Giants have to leave the NFL draft with one of their picks inside the top 105 being an offensive lineman. I know you have a starting right guard in Greg Van Roten. You don't have a starting right guard of the future. Maybe Evan Neal is that guy, as he is supposedly open to playing guard now. But I think adding another offensive lineman inside the top 105 would really help this New York Giants offensive line. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel. We're going to be live for every single pick. We'll be live like an hour before the NFL draft even starts. It's going to be a party. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hundreds of thousands of Giants fans will tune in over the weekend, and I want you to be one of them. So subscribe, turn those notifications on, and make sure you are following me on Twitter. Make sure you are following me on Instagram, @MarshallReed_. Hit me up, and let's go Big Blue.